This is Joe Fernandez, and this is my horse, Toothless. Now, I had worked Toothless a couple of days before this, and I actually rode her with this bag. Uh, I had the bag while I was riding her. Anyways, today I was going to go ahead and ride her, but I thought I'd check her real quick and make sure she was alright with the bag before I got on her. And she kind of hit the panic button right there, and she got, pretty freaked out. So I just kind of kept a little bit of a pressure on her. In fact, I added just a little bit more pressure to her uh, till she settled down. When she settled down, I started to release the pressure a little bit, and I went to go ahead and start rubbing on her just a little. And I'd rub and then add a little pressure and rub and add a little pressure to her. Now, she had a bridle on, so I didn't really want to work her too much with the bridle. Uh, so I was trying to find a spot to stop right here, and so I kind of put the bag on her face and kind of got her to settle down because she wasn't really scared of the bag on her face, more so as she was afraid of the bag on that right side. She's afraid of the bag when it goes over her right shoulder and mostly at a trot. Now I went in and put a halter on her where I could work her and handle her a little bit better without having a bit in her mouth. So anyways, you're going to see right here when the bag's on that right side, right there is when she kind of uh, runs out a little bit. Now what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask her to move her hind end. Now she knows how to circle and she knows how to move the hind end away. So I'm going to go to something that she knows how to do. Now when you do this, try to work your horse where you're doing something that they know how to do. Because if you don't, they're just going to panic and run off and you're just going to have a mess. Alright, so teach them something like moving the back end, moving the front end prior to doing this, so you have a little bit of control. And you noticed um, when we first started that she thought about jumping toward me, but she had enough respect to jump away. Uh, so anyways, I'm doing the same thing right here. I'm going to rub her on the other side, and she doesn't really have a problem with this side. And so I'm right there. I'm going to ask her to move that hind end over and give her a few more rubs and get her to settle down a little bit. Now this isn't about trying to scare them, it's about trying to quiet them down. Now here I'm going to go ahead and I'm put the bridle back on and I'm checking her again, making sure that she's alright. Um, Doing my flight check here and she seems to be okay. She's not as panicky as she was the first time when we first started. And there I go again, I'm pushing that back end over. This is something she knows to do, and she's having a little bit of a trouble pushing her, moving her hind end over because she's thinking more about the bag than she is thinking about me. And I'd like her to think more about me than about the bag. Uh, so now I'm going to prepare to get on her because that was what I started to do in the first place. So I'm letting her smell the bag right here and rubbing her with it. This isn't, like I said before, this isn't about scaring them. This is about trying to desensitize them and get them used to different things and quiet her down. This really helped her a whole bunch. After I finished this, we kind of went on a little ride down, uh, down a trail, and she did real well. Sometimes she's a little spooky, but she wasn't afterwards. So this kind of helps them out a whole bunch. And now when I'm getting on, I kind of hesitate to get on. I take my time getting on. Uh, make sure that she's not going to just jump out from underneath me, and I had her head turned to the left a little. Now I'm going to turn into the bag when I start off, not away from the bag, because if you remember, that's her spooky side. So now I'm going to do some things that she knows how to do. And you can see her when she feels that bag coming to her, she moves off a little faster, see that? And whenever she goes toward the bag, she moves off a little slower. But these are maneuvers that she knows how to do, and I'm going to go ahead and work her where she's till she gets a little comfortable with that. I'm not trying to scare her with a bag, I'm just trying to get her comfortable. And there she goes to smelling the bag, which is what I really, really liked. I'm going to ask her to back up. I'm asking her to do the maneuver she knows how to do, but the bag is um, just an item that's there alongside of her, just kind of like if you had a rope. It's the same thing, you know. She's trying to spook with that bag, and she's getting pretty comfortable here, you know, able to ride with the bag and trot with the bag around. Now, one thing about whenever you have a bag, you're using something like this, they will change at different gaits. Okay, if you're walking and you think your horse is going to be all right with just walking, and then all of a sudden you go to trotting, you might be in for a surprise because they might change. So be sure when you do this, go through all your gaits, you know, and I'm talking about walk, trot, and canter. Or so she got pretty comfortable. So that was the whole point. And smelling the bag, and of course on her left side it wasn't a problem. It was a problem on the right side. Well, thank you for watching.